This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, today we would be reviewing one of the job requirement for AWS, inside AWS for Senior Database Solution Architect. So I just copy pasted this from LinkedIn and just to give you an overview so that I can use it to explain. So let's go here and let's see. So the first thing is they need a senior. So who is called a senior? So senior is somebody who do not need a training from day one, and he is ready to start, preferably maybe in 2 days or 3 days. So senior database solutions architect. Okay. So here we have to catch this keyword, which is so the requirement is for
This conference will now be recorded.
hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and today we'll be reviewing one of the requirement for senior database solution architect for Amazon Web Services, location Denver, Colorado, US. And so, okay, so when it says senior database solution architect, this is the keyword, and it is looking for somebody who can provide a solutioning at the database level in terms of architect. Okay, so it has been posted 1 week ago, and 110 people have actually viewed it. And this is for location Denver, Colorado, US. And this is in the AWS unit of Amazon Web Service or Amazon. Okay. So this is the high level detail of the requirement. Are you a database specialist? So the question, who is called database specialist? It could be combination of database admin and database developer, or somebody who has a knowledge in and out with the latest technology. So a database specialist does not mean Oracle database, first of all. So the one who knows it in and out different terms and technologies, that person is called database specialist. Do you like to solve the most complex and large scale database challenges in the world today? Now you need to know what are the most complex and large scale database challenges present in the world today. So the most complex could be multiple people doing an update, people doing select, multiple people doing delete, multiple people doing the um transactions, and there are like multiple instances. Requests are coming randomly throughout the globe, and that is one part of infra. The second is like you have a trillion bytes of data, and you need to run analytical and OLTP queries, and then you need to suggest how you can get it optimized. And there are a billion rows which are getting into the tables every day, and what yours should be your strategies. So you should know this. This is the most complex and challenge, and there are others, the kind of the developments are different data types. Okay, do you want to have an impact in the development and use of the new database technologies? Okay, so when you can create an impact, you can create an impact when you have the knowledge which other people do not have it. So now the question is, how do you get that knowledge? Okay, so you have to read it. You have to see what are the things that is getting patented, what are the newest technologies in which the database is used, what kind of the transactions are there, what are the different scenarios. There is no books for it, but you have to search and you have to form some at least 10 to 20 points, which people who are actually doing the research knows it. And then the use of a new database technology. So see what happens, like for example, Oracle, every release has some features. Every release has some features, the which is enhancement from earlier. So you need to know what are these. That's what it's called, new database technologies. It's not like the new database, it's like those features, and you need to know how those features are making an improvement in the large scale. Then you say, would you like a career that gives you an opportunity to help customers and partners use cloud computing websites to build new solutions? Okay, so they are actually looking that are you interested to interact with customers and partners and help them to use the cloud computing web services. Cloud computing web services here means that they are looking for AWS provided solutions to build new solutions. So basically, what is about the new solutions? So new solutions is first you have you might get a task to migrate an existing infra to the AWS console and provide a new way in terms of costing and optimization. Other is that you read their existing business and then you give them a new approach, in terms of your performance parameters. Yeah, that's what is going to be faster and at lower rate. So that's what here the performance part comes, and you are doing the low cost. Do you like to gain the deepest customer and partner using the cloud? Okay. Do you like to gain the deepest customer and partner insight using cloud computing technologies? So what does it mean is like, so AWS is not a service provider, means like it does not do a support work. It sells its products to the end users and get the revenue from it. So they need somebody that whom an end user calls so that they can rely on the people. So they need somebody who is like a customer centric, who's able to take the request, who's able to deliver without taking a back seat. So who is on front? Yeah, these are the typical requirements you might not follow in a day-to-day life, but when they take an interview, you have to play that role. That's where the things goes on. So Amazon aims to be the most customer centric company on earth. So what it means that the objective of Amazon is to be the most customer centric. So it means like, I need a pencil, I go to Amazon. I need a pharmaceutical, I need some medicines, I go to Amazon. I need a bulb. So it means a customer centric. So before I think of anything, I just go to Amazon. That's what. So how this can happen? This can happen like whenever anybody in this world connects very first, second, or third time, the person should have a very good experience in terms of interaction with the Amazon infra. And once that happens, the person will definitely think, hey, I'll go next time to them because Amazon gives you the competitive price. People who use Amazon knows it, right? And it gives you ease of use. So with the time, you just forget. You mean to say like when you like like your expertise with an Amazon, you feel like going to Amazon again and again. So now it says Amazon Web Services provides a highly reliable, scalable, low cost infrastructure platform in the cloud that powers critical application for hundreds of thousands of businesses in 190 countries across the world. So that's what Amazon Web Services has all front end, middleware, back end, and then they have the services for different units of work, machine learning, for an example, artificial intelligence, satellite, web services, development, database hosting, front end hosting. So they have all the things that you needed in a typical scenario to get your services up and running. So as an architecture, you need to know how you design those things. So you're not going to design for 5 years. You need to know the system designing, and you have to use those keywords, which is like important what an architecture solutions guys use it. So it does says like that highly reliable. What does it mean? That it has an availability zone, it has an edge location, it has yeah, availability zone, right? Yeah, so if you host your EC2 application in the availability zone, you have become highly scalable. You have an auto scaling group which can go up and down based on the this thing, low cost infrastructure platform. So what does it mean? You can decide how you want to pay for the service. You can have on the spot, on demand, reserve, so these things can give you the computing power along with the costing options. So you can decide basically how do you want to pay. You can do the calculations on your own. And then it says it has hundreds of thousands of business in 190 countries across the world, because then it's quite natural, like that today if you go to the AWS, you do not need to think, just you need to know basically what you need to do. Even if you don't know, you can hire a freelancer or a marketplace consultant who can actually guide you to set up your basic structs. And they have their own set of examples, which you can read and get in it. So they mean, like, they are able to cater to hundreds of thousands of business to come online and work. So what okay, now this is what the descriptions overall, that they need customer centric people. They need somebody who's passionate about database technologies. They need somebody who is a database specialist. They need somebody who who want to apply the new database technologies. Okay, and then they are giving their own keyword they are. So they are saying at AWS, we are hiring highly technical cloud computing architects. Okay, now this is the important, highly technical. Highly technical, what does that mean? Okay, highly technical means the guy should be able to see. Let's get an example. So this position, when you go for a solution architect, you actually do not work on it tickets. You work on most on the proof of concepts projects, and those are like a more of a pre-sales works. You will have some requirements coming in your way through a mailbox, through any means, and you are asked to prepare a solutions. Okay, so basically you would be supporting somebody interacting with the client on front, in front, and then you will go with that guy over the meeting and present your solutions. Okay, so you will be given a scenario, or basically a set of requirement, and then you have to prepare a solution. Solutions means that, hey, I have, there could be two things. It is a new proposal or it is an existing proposal. So you have to do all the calculations. So in a sense that you have to show that you are highly customer centric, in a sense that even if you're making money, but your presentations makes them feel, hey, this guy is working in favor of us, sort of, that's what I the customer centric, that they start liking you with your voice, your personality. And also when they say highly technical, it means that as a solution architecture, you need to understand how the front end part works, how the middleware works, how the backend works. You need to know how the transaction flows. See what happens, like on those meetings from the client side, there would be a people who are good at front end, who are good at middleware, who are good at the back end. And if you're the one presenting that solutions and you say, hey, I am prepared the solution, but I'm an expert at the database, and but the rest of the tools I'm okay, then you're not able to answer. So basically the sales pitch that is going to be being made will not be made, right? That's, hey, this guy is not technical and there is a flaw in the solutions. So that's why they need highly technical. So in a person in this role has to know it apart from the database. Okay, to collaborate with our customer and partners on migrating their database and analytical solutions to the cloud. That's what, yeah, you have to know the networking, you have to know the migration tools, you need to know the data types, you need to know the performance unit, you need to know the CPU utilization. So those things should be very clear. And the job would be to help in migrating the database and their analytical solutions. So database mainly for OLTP, online transaction. Analytical solution is more for generating the reports to the cloud. So this role will spatially focus on Amazon Aurora. So this is very clear. So if you're interviewing for this, you need to show, hey, you need Amazon Aurora. That's it. So Amazon Aurora is a RDS database from AWS. The best way to know what are the feature it has, you have to cover 3 4 points. So the first is you still need to read about the Amazon Aurora official document, whatever it is. You need to know each and every point. You should be clear what are the best thing you can do it. You should be clear how it relatively have a better performance. And then other things which when you read it, you have to formulate what are the best thing you know about it. Okay, now next come to this. It says you would be one of the founding members of the, okay, one of the founding members of a dynamic team bringing the latest and disruptive cutting edge cloud computing to bear on the difficult cost and agility challenge facing. Okay, so that is what it. So this was says, that they are still forming a team, and And you had to be a dynamic team. Dynamic teams means this team is changing, so there is no set of a protocol. It's just like they are forming one group of people, and there is no setup of protocol. Okay, that is the first thing. And you are going to bring the latest and cutting edge cloud computing technology. So you have to search, what are the cutting edge cloud computing technologies to where on the difficult cost and agility challenges facing many organizations. So you also need to know what the organization is facing. So one is the cost, one is the agility. So what is agile? Agile means that your database design and development is flexible to be changed with the requirement. So generally what happens once your requirement or data model is fixed, then if you do bring some other changes, it gets you costed up. But here it is for those team where the data models keeps on changing as per the requirement. So one example I could give, if there is if the database model is for some policy and this COVID, the policies are changing here and there, you need to make those data model changes. So your database model should be flexible. And you need to know how do you do that. Okay, the business development and accounting management team will help accelerate the adoption of AWS as the leading cloud platform. So business development, what are those teams? Those are sales team who will go and search, promote POC, proof of concepts, to the end user, saying, okay, hey, this is the this is what we are going to come up with, and it will help you to do it. And accounting management team will be one who will manage that, hey, this is the investment at my end, AWS, and to form a team, and how much the business they're able to generate it. Okay, and then it will help and accelerate the adoption of AWS as the leading cloud. So with that feature, it will also provide solutioning. You know, now they're looking for the ideal candidate. So what, according to them, is be great to fun to work with. So be great to fun to work with are those people. First of all, you need knowledge. It does not matter. You need knowledge, and you have to remain calm and patient anytime. So this thing, if you have it in you, and this can only come with the time, you have to control yourself, and you have to, make a fighter sort of a thing. I know it's tough because it does take your nerves and veins are in and out, but you have to practice those. Our company credo is work hard, have fun, make history. So what does it mean by work hard? It means that you have to put your hours to get the results. You do not have to get exhausted. It does not mean that you remain available for 15 hours and you need to prove it. Nobody will buy on that I can do it. No, it has to be attested by some sense of work, knowledge, talk, presentation, have fun. So even after working hard, and let's say you do not get appraisal, you do not get appreciated, you should remain cool. They're looking for those things, and this is what it is. And make history. Make history means, like, once that you remain here, you work with it, you grow, and then be part of that team. Okay, so as they say, as the right candidate, you will love what you do, and that's what I was saying, that you have to love what you do. For an example, like, you have got this thing to done, and nothing is going, nobody is going to praise. You're still able to go beyond, like you're making utilization of your mind without even thinking about the reward or any other things, and you keep on moving and instinctively know how to make work fun. So basically, when you do this, you remain polite. End of the day, you remain professional, you remain calm, you remain neat and clean, you remain fit, you remain good. So ideally, if you're on your own, you have to develop those things, and that can only help you to okay, just a second. Yeah, that can only help you. Okay. Now that says you enjoy working with customers and partners. So what does it mean? Like, you have to interact because your requirements are coming from end customers. There is nothing from inside. So AWS itself is not designing anything. AWS itself is not, do not have anything. So you have to understand that, in a factory, You make a product, but you're not the consumers. But if you're in some other where the consumers are there, you support those consumers. So your requirements are circled around customers. Okay, but here it will come from the customer at the front end, not from the consumers. Okay, so you have to love talking to them. You have to love, interacting with them. You love to have to them, get the business, because the business will be more based on your interaction. You should have a passion for educating. You should have a passion for educating, training, designing, and building cloud computing system. So you love about learning, training, you love about designing, you love about building cloud computing systems, some of the world large and most. So so what does they mean? The time will come, and they're very clear on this part that you will not work as somebody as an infra support. You will be more towards a sales professional who would be sitting up with top end customers, and then you are presenting your solutions, and you would be building your solutions in and around AWS services. So those require a different set of mindsets, because you're not actually going to work. You have to definitely work on a technical, but apart from that, you also need to manage the communication part, and you have to make sure that when you do it, you are more passionate about it, and you are more willing to support the AWS to grow. That should reflect on you, and you when you commit it, it makes you feel, hey, uh, hey, this guy is doing it. Okay, now let's come. What are the typical roles and responsibilities they are looking for it? So, okay, they are saying that you need to design customer solutions. So basically, what is there is a customer requirement which will come that, hey, I need to set up an infra to facilitate our new this functionalities, and you have to design a solutions for it. Yes, before you design it, you need to do ask like a set of questions, and those questions can only come when you are know it, right? And collaborate with AWS field sales, pre-sales, training, and support team to help partners and customer learn and use Amazon Aurora. So you have to connect with AWS field sales. So what are these people? These are people who who are like front facing for AWS, connects with the customers and set up an initial meeting of proof of concepts. Who are the pre-sales guy? They will give, see, any customer would need end-to-end solution. Nobody will say that I just need a database, right? It will come with a package. So pre-sales people will give data to field sales.